vessels to our shore to telescopes. As Ken mentioned, I'm Keith Houston. He described me as the leading volunteer of Yes Falkirk. I prefer to think of myself as one of the lead volunteers in our campaign. The Yes Falkirk campaign is the local group supporting Yes Scotland in next year's independence referendum. And I've been privileged today to meet others that are campaigning in their own areas from districts throughout Scotland. I was born in Falkirk, raised in the Braes to the south of the town, and I know the history of this battle very well. But it's not taught in the schools as it should be. The wars of independence are largely ignored, and others have been able to speak to you today much better than I could possibly have done about the patriots that fought in this field today. Unfortunately, Ken stole some of my best lines on Yes. The one thing I do know about the volunteers that fought and died with Wallace here today, that we commemorate today, was they were volunteers. An army of volunteers fighting for freedom for their country. 715 years ago, being controlled by others was something worth fighting for. It's hard for us to imagine the results if they had not been prepared to fight for their freedom on this battlefield. Yes Scotland is largely a grassroots campaign made up of volunteers also. Like the patriots that we honour here today, many of them would give up their lives if asked, just as Amber suggested in her speech as well. But today it's not Longbows of England, armoured knights, a war machine determined to subjugate our people and bring our lands under its control that we face. That was done in subsequent years by deception, by misleading, by blatantly telling lies. Underplaying the strength of our resources has been a continued part of what Scotland has had to face in the last 300 odd years. But today's campaign is something different. We deliver leaflets, we talk to people on the streets, we speak face to face, which I'm more used to doing at the street stall in High Street and in the doors of our villages and communities. We have to counter the media bias which goes against us. We could just point out that all that changes next year is where decisions are made. Holyrood makes the decisions or Westminster makes the decisions. Who controls our finances and who speaks for us overseas. But next year is much more important than that. It's about possibilities. And a yes vote next year brings about unlimited possibilities. We can create a fairer, greener, democratic nation. If I may, I would also like to quote to you the first line of the Yes Declaration. I believe that it is fundamentally better for us that decisions about Scotland's future are taken by the people who care most about Scotland. That is the people of Scotland. We have a banner before me and we have the forms for signing that declaration if you would wish to after this event, and it would be very, very welcome. The opponents of Scotland being independent say we're better in a larger group, that we have a stronger voice as a result of the union. But what point is it being in a larger group if you're being ignored? At what point is having a stronger voice if it doesn't speak for Scots? In next year's independence referendum, the Scottish people will once more have their future in their own hands. They can choose to take control. I ask everyone here, whatever way you can, by delivering leaflets, talking to friends, family, workmates, learn the case for independence and help counter the misinformation that's being spread. We have a positive message and a positive vision for Scotland. We no longer live in the shadow that used to depict us as being too small, too poor and too stupid to control our own affairs. But just like Wallace, who needed the patriots that we honour today, we need that message spread by as many people as possible. Thank you.